Hello, my name is Meerah and I'm a Lorekeeper in one of Yogg-Sothoth's libraries, and today I wanted to talk about one of the many fascinating locations in the Lovecraft mythos. Our topic of discussion in this video is the Severn Valley region in England. It's been a while since we've done one of these Lovecraftian location videos, so I am super excited. Let's get into it. The Severn River Valley is a fictional region in England or Great Britain that features very prominently in the work of Ramsey Campbell, one of the Mythos authors that has contributed heavily to the genre over the last half-century. It should be clarified there is a region in real life called the Severn River Valley as well, but the fictional location places it about 50 or so miles to the south of the real-life valley from what I understand, in an area known as the Vale of Berkeley or the Severn Estuary. The fictional Severn Valley is home to many locations that will be familiar to both readers and inhabitants of our real-life Gloucestershire. Am I saying that right? I'm obviously not from the UK, so I apologize profusely. Can pronounce things like Nyarlathotep easily, but things like Gloucestershire, apparently not so much. Anyway, such as Berkeley, the A38 Road, and the Cotswold Hills. The locations that are merely fictional include the Goatswood, Mercy Hill, the town of Brichester, Severnford, Warrendown, Camside, Claughton, the Devil's Steps, Temp Hill, the island beyond Severnford, and Deepwater Lake. So, starting from Brichester, it's probably the location most mentioned and used in Campbell's stories. The city was heavily inspired by real-life Liverpool and Lovecraft's Arkham. Brichester University, Brichester Central Library, and the Cooperative Hall, or Co-op, are all locations in Brichester that feature in his stories, and many local media stations also come up, such as Brichester Radio, Brichester Herald, and Brichester Weekly. Mercy Hill, one of the neighborhoods in Brichester, is home to both a 19th century prison as well as the Mercy Hill Hospital, and at least one graveyard. The, more sketchy side of town is Lower Brichester, described in the Franklin paragraphs as derelict, though in the tugging it's also where the Brichester Arts Lab is located, and at least one bookstore is also located in Lower Brichester. North of Brichester is Deepwater Lake, probably my favorite location, and the neighborhood built overlooking it is called Lakeside Terrace. The lake is said to have been formed by an impact crater and is the home of the Eldritch entity Glaki. The Goatswood, which is my second favorite, is a small town east of Brichester that features in many of Campbell's short stories such as The Moonlands and Insects from Shagai, built in the middle of a forest where residents worship the All-Mother and are said to appear goat-like. In the center of the town square is the Moonland. While initial descriptions make the town sound very isolationist, it's actually one of the train stops on the way to Brichester and has at least one curiosity shop that panders specifically to tourists passing through. In the forest, there is said to be a clearing where the buried temple of the Insects from Shagai, or the Shan as we know them, reside. Beyond Brichester is said to be a curious rock formation called the Devil's Steps, featured prominently in The Mine from Yugoth, and legend has it that at the top of the main tower there is a portal or a gate that leads to the planet Yugoth. In the Cotswolds is a small, dilapidated town known as Temp Hill, a location that pops up in many of Campbell's works and is very mysterious, having connections to Yogg-Sothoth and necromancy. Claughton is another small dilapidated town that appears, being the main setting for the horror from the bridge, situated where the River Taun flows into the River Severn. It is between Brichester and Warrendown. I won't spoil the story because it's actually one of my favorites, but a kind of deep ones are involved. Another small town in the valley is Camside, home to two of the reoccurring characters Henry Fisher and James Phipps. It has at least one news publication, Camside Observer, and also has the Camside House for the Mentally Disturbed. Yet another small village, Warrendown, is a village off the main road between Birmingham and Brichester. The small village is described as having a school and a church, at least, though both are small and run down. Much like in Goatswood, the villagers of Warrendown are described as being animal-like, though instead of seeming goat-like, like in Goatswood, the people of Warrendown appear to be rabbit-like, which, makes the name make sense. West of Brichester is the small town of Severnford, built along the river Severn. It's described, perhaps unfairly, as being a dull place to visit, with only one bus route from the small town to Brichester. The inn there is apparently one of the oldest in all of England, and it's also home to a pub called the Riverside. On the outskirts of town is an abandoned castle, where a man named Sir Gilbert Morley trapped the great old one Beatis in the castle's basement. Severnford is also apparently a hotbed for witchcraft. Roughly 2.5 miles outside of Severnford lies a region of small valleys, one of which is the focus of the story, the Plane of Sound. Beyond Severnford is an island known rather obviously as the island beyond Severnford. Not much is known about the island. It's described in the story The Stone on the Island. Approximately 200 feet across, roughly circular, little vegetation except short grass. Opposite side of hill from Severnford, about 35 feet down, artificial hollow extending back 10 feet and containing stone. It has a dark history, specifically being associated with mysterious and traumatic deaths and mutilations in the 1800s. And yeah, that is it, I guess. That's a very basic summary of all the important locations in the fictional Severn River Valley in Ramsey Campbell's works. I hope that you found this entertaining or interesting or educational even a little bit. If you did enjoy this video, please do consider subscribing, commenting, liking, you know, all that jazz. An extra special thank you, as always, to my channel members, especially to Loremaster, PwNaGeDOTexe. I appreciate you all so much. May Yogg grant them the knowledge that they seek, and I hope to see all of y'all next time here in the library.